If you've watched any of my P1S videos, I make it no secret that that screen right there is not Bambu Lab's strong suits. I am not a fan of that screen. Big Tree Tech must have heard that because they went ahead and sent out their Panda Touch display, which from what I've heard should solve all of my problems. Now, like I said, they did send this out for me to review. However, they did not tell me what to say, and that is just the way I like it. You're gonna be getting my honest first impressions and my honest review on this product. Of course, if you want it, it's gonna be in the description down below. They also sent me out some other cool things like a cooling duct fan. We're gonna see if these upgrades are really necessary for your P1S or if you should just go ahead and skip them. Hey, I'm trying to hit 10K subs. Subscribe, thanks. The first product we're going to be going over is the Panda Touch, which in my opinion is hopefully going to revolutionize the P1S for me because that is my one big complaint about it. It is a 5-inch touchscreen display that allows you to control your P1S as well as all of your other Bambu printers, and it's actually really cool. I have my A1 Mini also hooked up to the Panda Touch, and I can walk around with it and control both of the printers from anywhere. It has a 30-minute battery life outside of the dock. However, when it's docked, works forever as long as your printer is plugged into power. The installation was super easy and straightforward, and we're gonna see that right now. This is going to be the Big Tree Tech main event right here. This is what they're known for, the Panda Touch. It should solve all of the problems that I have with this current P1S screen. If we take a look at the packaging, we got some awesome graphics on the front. And if we flip it around to the back, we have another display on where it's gonna sit, as well as some specifications right next to it and what comes in the box. Now this is actually my first time unboxing all this stuff, so you're gonna get my honest first impressions. Looks like we got some nice styrofoam covering up everything, good packaging. Make sure that everything is all protected during shipping. A little bit of an instruction manual here, I'm sure we'll need that. Set it to the side. Thank you card, love it. Oh, a sticker, come on. And it looks like here we have the actual screen itself, so we're just gonna set that to the side for now. And last thing in here is this box. I also just noticed that the side of the box has some pretty cool features that this thing comes with. This little box before we get on to the main event here. Whoa! That was the last thing I was expecting to come out of there. What else? All right, looks like we have Allen wrench, USB cable, a mounting plate, I'm assuming, and a bag of something. There's actually a bag of screws. It just took me a second to get them out of there. And I just dropped them. Nice. On to what you've been waiting for. Here is the screen. I gotta say, this thing is actually a lot heavier and a lot better quality than I was expecting. One super cool thing that I found so far by looking through the instructions, very first step, we need the magnetic charging backing. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So we're gonna take our mounting bracket as well as this magnetic charging dock here and screw them into each other. Next, we're gonna peel off our 3M double-sided tape, and we're gonna stick this on here as center as I possibly can. I hope that's pretty center because it's not going anywhere now. Now I feel like I'm obligated to tell you the instructions say to let this sit for 12 hours to fully cure. Now we can put our screen right there. Look at how awesome that looks. All that's left now is to get power to this thing, and it is pretty simple. Now that we're on the side of the printer, we're gonna remove the top glass piece. It's a little bit hard to see, but we actually have a USB port tucked away that we are going to be using to power this screen. So I'm just going to follow the instructions and guide our power cable through the slot. And then it's going to come over and plug in to our dock. There are also some clips that are on the inside of here that you can tuck your cable into. It's almost like Bambu Labs knew what they were doing and put some built-in cable management on this thing. I love it. Now we're going to throw our cover back on there. Let's throw that screen on there and see what we get. Awesome, just like that. Starting right up, asking for our language. And now it's gonna have us connect to the Wi-Fi, so I'm gonna do that real quick. Now it wants us to input some info from our printer. However, I don't know how to find it. and it gives you a picture-by-picture walkthrough of how to find all the information you need. Now that it's all connected, we have some super easy controls for our lights right here. Look at how responsive that touchscreen is. Control the printer. So far, this thing is awesome. Let's see what it does when you actually go and print something. So I also just found out you can check out all of your AMS colors and you can change them right on this touchscreen. You don't have to use the app or the computer or anything. So I wanted to see what happens when you print something, and it's actually pretty cool. It tells you all of the steps that the machine is gonna go through before it actually starts the print. And as soon as it receives the print, that screen is going straight to work, showing you all the details you need. I think this is exactly what the P1S was missing, honestly. Overall, I think that the Panda Touch is exactly what the P1S needed. It gives it that modern touch that the A1 series printers have, gives you that full control with a touchscreen display, color display. I love it. You can pick it up right now for $59.99. It's currently on sale. Link in the description down below if you want to go check it out for yourself. Moving on, now that we used our one USB slot on our P1S, we're out of USB slots. What are we going to do about that? Well, guess what? Big Tree Tech thought of that as well. Here is their USB hub. Now this takes the one USB port on the P1S and turns it into two, so you can plug in something like the Panda Touch as well as whatever else you want to plug into that USB slot. I would recommend a light if I were you. Now I did already open this, and that is because it requires a 3D print and they leave a little QR code that goes straight to the print. Here's the actual hub itself. You can see one USB makes two USBs. Look at that. And here is that 3D printed part that, again, that QR code goes straight to the STL for. Printed it out in about 40 minutes. Super easy print. Slides right in there, and the lid just clips right on top. Now it does have a spot for heat inserts, and it did come with some heat inserts. However, I do not have the proper tools to use a heat insert. I'm just gonna go for it like this. I'm sure it's gonna be just fine, but let's get this thing plugged in. And finally, Big Tree Tech does not only help with the user interface of the printer, they also help with print quality, and that is where this piece comes in right here. This is going to be a cooling fan duct. It's going to replace your standard fan duct on your P1S, and it gives it multi-directional airflow compared to just the standard two ways of airflow on the P1S. It's going to be hitting it from all four corners. It should help with overhangs, it should help with bridging, all of that cool stuff that requires those fans. Let's get it installed and find out if it really works. Looking at it up close, you can actually see the fan ducts on there, and you can see how it's going to be directly going straight towards your nozzle. Now this is going to replace your current fan duct right here, so we're just going to take that off and get them swapped out. Whoops. If we take a look at our stock fan duct, you can see it only directs air on two of the sides to your print. And if we look at the upgrade, you can see it directs air through all four corners directly at that print, hopefully improving print quality pretty substantially. Now I'm looking at the instructions that came with this thing to remove our stock air duct, and it looks like there's going to be one screw right here as well as one screw right there that we need to remove. And then we just need to pull this section off. However, and it says this in the manual, that in the newer P1S and X1 printers, this piece is actually glued on there. So it says to take an X-Acto knife and just work around it to slowly get this piece off without breaking anything. So it took me some time, but I did end up getting them separated. However, I think I did break off a clip from the stock one. I hope that's not a problem. It turns out that did end up being a problem, and I had to remove this fan and kind of dig out at the piece that was stuck in there. However, I did get it all out, and I was able to get the new one on there. And let's just install this thing already. Now, I may have noticed earlier when I was testing out the screen, I printed an overhang test with the original cooling, original everything, and we're gonna see how it compares to an overhang test with our brand new fan duct on there. You can see that we have all of our fans set to 100%. As soon as this thing heats up, it's off to the races. So I noticed while I was printing the second one, I got this kind of weird layer shift going on around 60. So I decided to print it again in the exact same spool as the original one. And you can see that was definitely some sort of fluke. I'm not really sure what happened there, but printed in the exact same filament as our very first one. I'll let you make the call here. Let me know what you think in the comments. They also sent over the super cool build plates, which in my opinion look a lot better. Now I know looks is not a big deal when it comes to build plates. I think it looks pretty cool, so I'm gonna throw that in there, see what happens. I'm editing this video in an Airbnb right now, and I just need to say, I don't know what in the world they put in this build plate, but after using it for about a month, these things are insane. I've never had anything not stick to it. I don't see anything ever not sticking to it. Literally, I don't know what in the world these things are made out of, but they're the real deal. And if you need something that is sticky, this is it right here. It doesn't even feel sticky on your hands, but let me tell you, these prints stick to it like glue. And that's all I have for you guys today. Again, thank you very much to Big Tree Tech for sending out these products. However, everything in this video was my real and true honest opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, if you think any of these products are worth it, if you think you're gonna skip on some of them, if you have any questions about anything, I will do my best to answer them, or I will find out the answers for you if I can. Again, thank you so much for watching. Check out the description down below and go check out some of my other videos now.